Enosh Money, and we're here today in the studio here in Freetown, Sierra Leone. And today we'll be hosting one of our biggest personnel from the Rokel Commercial Bank, who is going to be explaining to us the essence of owning an account and the essence of banking with Rokel Commercial Bank. And you've got to know who the person is when we're back from this short break. We're going on a short break. We'll be back. Welcome back. Of course, I still remain Enosh Money. You know who I am. I love to talk about money, and that's why I brought this man that is deeply into money transaction to come and talk about how is it your concern, how is it my concern, and how is it his concern for people to own an account in Sierra Leone. So welcome in the studio, Mr. Aruna. Can you please introduce yourself to the audience watching you back home?
I'm Aruna Dumbuya, an employee of Rokel Commercial Bank with long-standing working experience in the banking industry. Of course, I am the current officer in charge of the Public Relations Department of Rokel Commercial Bank.
And it's good we have him in the studio. And today we really want to know, because majority business people, students, they careless of having an account, and they ask, what's my concern? So let them understand their concern about having an account. So what is the essence of owning an account, or why should they own an account with Rokel Commercial Bank?
The reasons for having an account with Rokel Commercial Bank are so plenty, but we want the general public, students and business people to understand that it is so important that each and every member of the society should try as best as possible to have an account. One of the main reasons is that by having an account with Rokel Commercial Bank, you will save yourself from losing those cash, particularly when we have, thieves around, moving around. Also, we also have some other people that are actually disturbing some family members and friends. By having an account, you will save them from stealing your money. That's one. Then apart from that, again, when you look at it holistically in consideration of the national development of the country, it's so important that people out there, students, business people, try as best as possible to have account. By this, we'll have that kind of flow of money in circulation, and this will help to boost the economy of Sierra Leone. And then at the same time, people will then be in place to better their lives, more especially when they have savings account. And by having the savings account, you can then be in place to manage your finances, manage your activities, which can also help individuals to grow in the country. You see, that is why we are actually trying as best as possible to ensure that people try to open accounts with us. And more importantly, we have some global concerns as well. Because, we have national documents, we have this global document. If you look at the Sustainable Development Goal, the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, we have one there that is so important, that is the SDG 8. This one talks about financial inclusion. And that is why in Sierra Leone, we have also captured that. The Central Bank of Sierra Leone, that is acting as the banker's bank, which formulates policies for the actions of commercial bank, have also included that in one of the key policy documents, that is the strategy for financial inclusion. Most importantly, it has been captured there, and to see how best to encourage people to be financially included, for them to have access to financial services. Because if you look at that document, that's National Strategy for Financial Inclusion, especially the one that spanned from 2022 to 2026. Looking at page 2 and page 7, you can see that 3 components have been captured there.
Which are?
Access to financial services,
2,
then access to the digital space,
3,
and then financial, education and literacy. And by this, we as commercial banks, we normally look at these documents, then we try to provide the appropriate services and products to ensure that we capture people, because considering the Sierra Leone economy, when you look at people that have access to financial services, it's so small. When you look at the unbanked population in the country, it's about 80%.
I was going to ask that. Over how many percent Sierra Leoneans are banking? Not just with Rokel commercial bank.
Yes,
but
holistically.
Yeah.
Holistically in the country, it's about 20%, and which is so small.
That's shocking.
See, that is why we are working
So why
closely.
aren't you pushing more to ensure that everybody have got an account?
Well, that is why we are pushing. You know, most importantly, and recently, in fact, what we did was...
Is it difficult to open an account?
It is not.
What are the process, please?
Well, I mean, to open
For
an
you
account,
to own an account, what does it require?
basically, we have some basic requirements. But before I come to the requirements, I want to use this opportunity to communicate to all members of the country. Be confident, just knock into the doors of Rokel Commercial Bank. It's so easy to open an account. Basically, we have the national regulations that we do follow when people are opening an account. They are expected to have 2 passport size pictures.
Wow.
And they have identification card together with a utility bill. But these are things that customers can get before opening an account. I mean, to make it more easy, in fact, we are seeing that some people are always complaining about utility bills. What we're doing is we normally encourage prospective customers for them to have the meter number. By the time they come to the bank to open the account, then we have an app where we can be in place to retrieve the utility bill so that we make account opening very easy. You see?
So, aside from these 3 things you mentioned, when it comes to finance, how much does it require to open an account? Must you have over $100 or less than?
Well, basically, it's a very small amount. It's something that is less than $100. In fact, it's just about something like between $10.
Wow.
You see,
so
that is why it is so much encouraging to Leones. It is something like 100,000 Leones,
Wow.
100,000.
So if you have 100,000, you can open an account, and a lot of people are not opening accounts. And I can confidently tell you that, okay, if we say 20% of Sierra Leoneans are having an account with bank, how many percent of Sierra Leoneans are using phone?
Well, that's again another statistics that...
Because phone costs more than that amount you have mentioned.
Indeed.
And everybody, even the old woman, market women, different people of age, of different communities, they are buying that to ensure that they can have communication with people. So if they can afford to buy a phone, why is it difficult to have an account?
That's a very good point that you mentioned. Because when you look at the number of people in the country that have phones are so plenty comparatively to those that are not having a formal banking account in this country. So, I mean, another reason again why some people are finding it difficult, if you look at the banks, you look at the ambience, some people have that kind of, phobia in them. When they look at the ambience, especially our traditional people, they have that fear to come closer to the bank. That is why, in fact, in recent times, we tried as best as possible to develop some more strategies where we can tap into the informal sectors. Because these informal sectors are the people that are actually finding it difficult to have formal accounts. We have established a unit called the SME unit. Okay. And this unit, we have some staff there who are going out to ensure that they meet with this informal sector, say the market women, business people, the keke and okada riders, and then create a way of onboarding them so that we bring them on board for them to be financially included. You see, by this, we create that kind of flexibility. And in some cases, or in most cases, we try to have some people like chairmen, chairladies, who are actually putting these people together, put them in clusters. They can be very much confident to be communicating to their chairmen or chairladies, and from that point, they can also confront the bank. You see, making it very easy for them to be onboarded. You see, so that is why we are communicating to them. We have this conversation, formally and informally, so that we try to see how best we can include, people on board for them to be financially included. Mr. Oshmoni.
Thank you very much. We're going on a short break and we'll come back. We'll be highlighting the essence of e-banking and how it is easy for Sierra Leoneans to benefit from electronic banking and a couple of other activities in which the bank has provided and different products in which they've provided. Aruna Oshmoni, keep watching Pocket TV. Oh, you're welcome back to the studio. I remain Oshmoni, of course, General Oshmoni John. I love to talk about money, and that is the reason why we've got this man in the studio. We're back to the studio again, and we're going to be asking him about what is the essence of Singapore. And the people out there, they care about their concern. And that's why we brought you on this show, My Concern. What is their concern about Singapore? Can you please let the audience know what's their concern about Singapore?
Okay, thank you very plenty, Mr. Oshmoni. Just as I mentioned earlier, when I made mention of the strategy for financial inclusion, that's national strategy that we have in Sierra Leone. The second bullet point is actually making a reference or pointing out to the access to the digital space. And because of this, that is why we have tried as a bank to ensure that we have some of this kind of product, that is the Singapore. Singapore itself.
What is Singapore?
Yes, Singapore is an app that we have whereby we can link customers' account, to their phone, so that digitally they can access their account. You can be at home, do your banking transaction conveniently at home. That kind of flexibility will make banking very much easy for people who actually have Singapore, who have accounts with us at Rokel Commercial Bank.
But it is not easy for me to open an account online, except I have to appear in person.
Oh yes, the whole thing is we have regulatory requirements. You understand? So that is why it is something that we are working on. So for now, you have to go in person when you want to open an account. And then because we have this KYC business, the regulators, the central bank are there to ensure that we comply to all the regulatory requirements before opening an account. But we expect to have that flexibility in the very near future where customers will be at home, then they can open an account and do the complete the transaction when they arrive at the bank. Okay. You see, coming back to Singapore itself, Singapore is a unit on its own, and under Singapore we have the Singapore operation itself. We have internet banking, then we have agency banking.
Okay.
So
what's the difference between these three you mentioned?
Yes, the Singapore itself is where we have the operation where you can link the customer's accounts to their phone so that they do transactions. And on that basis, customers can also be in place to raise what we call e-copper or e-check. There are situations where...
You've got Singapore, you've got e-copper.
Yes, but e-copper is operating under Singapore. Okay. And there are situations where customers may want to send money to their loved ones, to their families, out of the city here, maybe in the interior. And there are some places that are so far. And looking at these areas, most of these people in the interior do not have account. And the customer here in Freetown may want to send the money to those of them, their family members or relatives. So the customer here in Freetown can then raise e-copper or e-check. The only thing the customer needs to have is the customer's telephone number, so that he can send the code or passcode to that telephone number. The customer in the interior can then be in place to access that fund by going to the closest point where we have our agency banking unit or our agent or our branch. You see, and this is working conveniently for so many people in the country, you see. And then when it comes again to the same Singapore itself, customers then can then be in place. Those who have the Apple, whose accounts have been linked to the app, they can then be in place to transfer, from one account to another account within Rokel. But what is more advantageous is that customers can also be in place to transfer monies from their Rokel account to another bank account within Sierra Leone, which is very much advantageous to customers. Coming back to the internet banking, this was a product that was owned by our information technology unit, but as I speak now, it is being owned by the Singapore itself. Customers can then be in place to access, their balances online. Through the internet banking, customers can also be in place to make transfers, make some bulk payments. Because there are situations where certain organizations may want to make payments to their staff. But this has been very much convenient now using the internet banking. Coming back again to the agency banking itself, we have seen that, just as I mentioned earlier, that so many people are afraid to come to the bank because of the ambience, and so we have decided to have this agency banking kind of operation where we have booths that are being
in
planted.
different communities.
Yes, in different communities within Freetown and some parts outside Freetown in in the interior.
And that's a very strategic
very good strategy that we adopted, so that those people out there who are actually business people staying around the market points and may not want to come to the bank, they can access, the banking system through those agents. Yes, and we are the first to introduce that in Sierra Leone, which is very fine for us and a plus for us.
That's very strategic.
So to be very honest, we have plenty of those booths now, and when customers go to these booths or even prospects, they can then be in place to open account at these booths as well. You see?
So if I may ask, we've got this Western Union money transfer and all that.
Okay.
Those running that, they've got their agency booth too. Mm-hmm. So if anybody or an institution or a business person want to have your agent, you want to become your agent, what's the process?
Well, that one is so simple. That is why we have several branches, in the country. We have several branches from Freetown here. When you look at it holistically, we have about 17 branches operational. So we are normally advising... Nationwide, yes. We're normally advising people who want to be agents to knock into the doors of Rokel Commercial Bank, make the inquiries. Then you start by having an account with us. Definitely you can be an agent, because this is very much profitable, not just to us, to people out there who also want to be agents.
But how beneficial is it for the person that wants to run an agency with you?
Okay, that's really great. We work on commission basis. You see, that is why even these agent boards, you can see that customers can then be in place to even, purchase their EDSA top-up now, though they are Orange money, though they are, Afri money, wallets to bank to wallet. We have all these flexibilities that is making it very much easy for our customers. And we normally work on commission basis. It is something that is not done on a free basis. That is why when somebody has been onboarded as an agent, definitely he will have his own package. You see, so it is something that is a win-win situation. That is why we are having more people that are coming on board to be agents as well.
All right, we're going to be bringing in more over to the studio on different programs, because we need to have more of you, because we really want a lot of people to have accounts so that they can live an easy life, especially with the e-banking transaction, to have access to their accounts and to get whatever they want to get at any time. We're going to come to the end of the show, and I would like you to give your word to your audience out there. What advice you want to give to those people out there, either the one banking with you already or the one that have not gotten your account?
Okay, thank you very plenty, Oshmoni. I want to use this special opportunity to say thanks, first of all, to all our stakeholders. And to be very more specific, customers, you are our bread and butter. You are so precious to us, very much valuable to us. And we know your importance in society. Even those who have not opened an account with us at Rokel Commercial Bank, you are also very much valuable. We want you to understand that if you have not opened an account yet in the country, Rokel Commercial Bank is the right place to open an account. Because opening an account with us, you are sure of safety, will protect your money. We have the caliber of people, we have the competent people to run the institution. Over the years, we have been doing great. We have been doing excessively great. Over the past year, in fact, we tried as best as possible to meet the needs of our shareholders by paying dividend. In fact, when you look at our statement of financial position, we have seen significant growth on customers' deposits. You look at the market share of our country holistically, we have clocked about 16%. And when you look at the market share of the savings deposit, we are taking the lead of clocking about 19%. You look at foreign deposits as well, we're also clocking about 14 to 15% of the market share. These are all significant factors that is telling you through this conversation that we're actually taking the lead in the country in terms of banking in the financial space. So we want you to have that kind of confidence. Trust us, come to us, knock into the doors of Rokel Commercial Bank. All your problems will be settled. I want to say thank you to all of you, prospectors, customers, all the stakeholders. I want to say thank you. And to be very specific, before I close, I want to tell you that the managing director, Dr. Ekundaya Walton Gilpin, is so very much passionate, about you coming to be part of us. That is why we want to say under his leadership here at Rokel Commercial Bank, we have been doing excessively great, more especially with his innovative ideas, having the right blend of people, the competent people, the technical staff, as well as managing the talent of people in the bank of Rokel Commercial Bank. I want to say thank you all for this wonderful time you have with us.
It was great to have you in the studio, and of course, I remain Oshmoni, and we have come to the end of the program. I remain Oshmoni John. Keep watching My Concern on Pocket TV. Keep it locked.